community, I think we can move on to the next team presentation by Kenya Red Cross. So you've heard about climate change, you've heard about environmental law and the strategies that already exist to protect our environment. So now you're going to hear about community organizing from Kenya Red Cross. So you have a project. How do you get your community involved and how do you educate them to the point that they're going to be able to back you? Because community backing is a really important thing when you're doing a campaign. So yeah, welcome, Samuel.
Good morning. As Red Cross, we always greet ourselves Hinivu. So if I said Hinivu, you reply Hinivu. 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 That's H stand for humanity, I stand for impartiality, N stand for neutrality. Another N stand for another I stand for independence, then voluntary service, then the first U stand for unity, then the last one stand for universality. So we are all over the world. So before I play this video, it's kind of, we have some resources that's online. You can just Google anything to do with the Red Cross, any kind of topic you need from Red Cross. You'll get all the sources from YouTube and so on. So today I want to talk about the community. At times, we ask ourselves, community, what is the importance of community involving in every aspect of kind of projects or kind of idea that we have? For example, currently we have the idea of how to reduce or how to prevent the pollution of Lake Victoria. So how can we engage the community? As this Red Cross perspective, we have something to do with, we call it, we have short community engagement accountability. Community engagement accountability. Currently, we have a strategy that is really focusing on the community stability. So what do we understand by community engagement and accountability? This is just an approach. As Kenya Red Cross, is Red Cross or Red Crescent, programming and operations. It's just being supported by a set of activities that help to put communities at the center of what we do by integrating communication and participation throughout the program cycle of operations. Then there's something new about this kind of integration. The movement has always communicated and engaged with communities. And there are still gaps, but we could now be better. As a long time as we were responding to most of the disasters within Kisumu, we could find challenges and we could find kind of repetition of response with other organizations. Like we are giving the same items to the community, but those items the community doesn't want. So what are we supposed to do? We have to consult with the community and to know what kind of problem are they facing or what kind of need they need in the community. Standalone program. As Red Cross, nowadays, as we respond, as always, we respond with other organizations. It's an integrated response. Integrated which means that we involve the community, we involve other partners. The government is always our key partner in this. So we have 4 components of the community engagement and accountability. The number 1 is participation and feedback. How can you involve the community to participate? And how can you get a feedback from the community? Communicate clearly to communities about who we are and what we are doing, provide opportunity for participation, listen, respond, and act on the feedback, questions, and complaints. As Red Cross, we have our number for complaints. Anyone can complain, you can comment anything on that line. It's free of charge, you'll see in the video. Then, information as aid. Share timely, actionable, and potentially life-saving information within communities quickly, efficient, and at scale. Currently, we had a flow back of our lake. How did we communicate to the community? We already seen the sense. We have already been given an early warning system by the meteorological department. We have said that Lake Victoria will rise. So we already know that they will have a backflow of the Lake Victoria. So the community itself have to get this kind of information that this kind of year or this kind of month will have floods. And these floods will be caused by the backflow of the lake. Behavior and social change communication. So you have to understand your people and how does they behave in kind of the innovation, the participatory, how do they participate in the communication? Lastly is evidence-based advocacy. For example, we have already seen that there are plastics lying across our shores, our beaches. So how does community get that kind of approach? Support communities to speak out about the issues that affect them or speak out on their behalf. If that's not possible, to influence decision makers to take action of whatever is going on within the community. Second last, how does this contribute to our work? The feedback, the participation and feedback that we get. This one, after community engagement and accountability, will have a resilient community. A community can respond itself to the disaster because we have given the information, we have gotten their feedback, and we have responded to their feedback. Secondly, information as aid. This one will help, will bring the community to have sustainability and driven programs within the community. Then behavior and social change communication, this will have a safe access and acceptance within the community. That's the reason why, even if there's a conflict somewhere, you will see Kenya Red Cross responding very well without any interruption. Then evidence-based advocacy, will get a strong accountability to communities. Lastly, how does this thing operate? And how can we integrate community engagement accountability? Number one, access. We have to consult with the communities. First of all, we have to get into the communities, to consult with the communities before assessments. After that, then we understand the local information ecosystem and community structures. Number two, design and plan. From the feedback that we've got from the community, we engage communities in planning programs. We integrate CA activities into plans and budgets. Then the third one is implementing and monitor. Then lastly is to evaluate and learn. So I want to play this video, but before I play this video, I'll play this video. Then we'll also look at some critics on some photos. So just play it. Let's start with this one. As you can see, this is a cleanup that we conducted with Kisumu Bike Club. But the Kisumu Bike Club is a good cycling club within Kisumu, doing advocacy in creating awareness of environment and healthy cycling. I think most of you should partner with them and see on how can we do unhealthy cycling within Kisumu. And I appreciate the governor of nowadays creating some lanes for cyclists. So as you can see, we have there's someone down there collecting trash. This is Auji River. This trash is from the community. But when we went there, Red Cross responded and Kisumu Bike Club responded. The feedback that we got from the community, others were abusive, others were saying, thank you, umetusaidia. But the community itself was not involved in the cleanup itself. So there's a mistake that we did. We are supposed to involve the community itself within the cleanup.
Kenya Red Cross has embraced the community engagement approach for various reasons. One is the fact that it facilitates greater responsibility to the communities we serve, and also for our partners, supporters in our work. It also ensures that as a national society, we hold ourselves accountable to the Red Cross representing principles and also code of conduct, and also looking at the core humanitarian standards which looks at the issues of quality and accountability.
Of importance under community feedback is that we have opened it up for community members, that they are able to choose whichever mechanism they want to reach us. We've also been able to set up feedback boxes during distributions and feedback desks. Communities, after they receive their items, they are able to pass by the feedback desk, give feedback the way they've seen the activity going on. The recent methodology that we've been able to use under feedbacking from the community is called the Indaba. Indaba is a Zulu word that basically means consultation. We have trained a number of our volunteers and communities on managing the tablets, and they are able to shoot some short video clips on the Red Cross projects that they will bring back to the Kenya Red Cross so that we look at the feedback they have given and we are able to address it.
When the community calls in, we endeavor to give them the feedback within 3 days. This helped us close the feedback loop with the community, that they feel that we have managed to listen to them, and it helps us in the effectiveness of our work in supporting and helping the community members. Because at some point, handling the complaints and feedback right, the community members will feel that you are the head of the organization, and they tell you that, oh, thank you so much for helping us. And you feel also nice that the community are really recognizing the support that comes from the Kenya Red Cross, and they getting that we get to hear from them and listen from them. Alafu Kenya Red Cross ni mzuri sana maisha hawa wengi tunaweza kusaidia maisha. Hatupokei pesa kamwe wakati tunapeana usaidizi. We are engaging communities through short plays and skits and arts messages, basically focusing on behavior change. For the case of Nairobi, we're dealing with informal settlements. We have food vendors who sell food through the CA. We have been able to have a change in behavior where hygiene is given priority, and this can be informed by the use number of cases for cholera. Mukuru community has been famously known for disasters such as fire, plagues, cholera. Then before we are fighting misconceptions and myths, like we used to believe that cholera is related to witchcraft. The good side of the story is we are happy. Red Cross came, we've been involved with community engagement and accountability activities. That's for mediator. I was happy to see how we were involved as a community, coming up with the knowledge that we have, the skills that we have, staging them because they're creating solutions that are giving them the resilience that is bound.
It's a great privilege and honor to have this organization come to our school and spread this awareness concerning Ebola. From this session that we've got, we've been able to understand some of the symptoms of Ebola, which are fever, headache, general body weakness, muscle pain, sore throats, diarrhea, skin rashes, and bleeding from each and every organ found in the body. This section is furthermore suitable for students at schools. Children are able to go back to their home and at least spread the awareness in the community.
Kenya Red Cross and other organizations. And therefore, we encourage our community's members to be open and what are the proposals that we feel that can be able to resolve the issues that they are facing the communities, facing the men, women, and children in the community, and not forgetting the youth.
It's a community that we've been working with as a society, based on the advice that we got from the area chief. There are numerous cases of child and early marriages that were reported in the community. We carried out the blame and we engaged the community just to ensure that they have an understanding of what we want to do. We had a case where one community member came and solved the blame and advised the community and the team that the father, the mother, and the child, their communication basically at home was a problem. He explained why he felt that it could be done in a better way.
Lazima kuwe na kitu za chini. Huyu ni mtoto mwenza, wewe ni baba wa nyumba, huyu ni mama mwenye nyumba.
Zaidi wanajifunza wanaelewa kwamba kuoza mtoto wa shule ni makosa, na wanafunzi pia wanakuwepo pia wote wamejua wanaendelea kuelimika. We have been engaging our communities and partners in implementing our projects and our activities.
Sio peke yako, watu wengi wametujua kama watu wa dharura. Wakati kuna dharura, basi Red Cross iko wapi? Basi sisi pia huwa tunafanya projects ama miradi ambayo inasaidia vijana, jamii. After so that way,
at least you have studied, I have understood the approach. This is the approach that you want to live. This is the approach that us as stakeholders, us as partners, as we want to save Lake Victoria, let's engage the community, find a suitable way of engaging the community. Let's get the platform for youths like this. I really appreciate the organizers, Michelle and Benjamin, thank you for this. This is a platform for youths to be engaged within our community. You could see some of the communities being engaged at night because the community itself has chosen the Red Cross people to respond, to meet them and engage them at night. So let's go back to the community and engage them in whatever approaches we want. Even if it's the pollution of the lake, there are ways and different communities will need to be approached in different kind of ways and strategies. Thank you.